Hey guys, tonight we travel tens of thousands of years back to a time before electricity, before books, before even fire. You're not in a bedroom anymore. You're crouched by a riverbank, your feet sinking into cold mud, breathing in air that smells like moss, wet fur, and the sour tang of survival. You've just filled your hands with water when you sense it, eyes on you. You freeze, not because of a predator, but because you feel something even more dangerous, connection. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here, and drop your location and local time in the comments. I love seeing where this tribe gathers. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You look up, and there they are, not from your clan, definitely not. Their brow ridge is thicker, nose flatter, and that jawline, it could crack bone, but it's the look in their eyes that gets you, not fear, not hunger, something softer, curious, interested. It's awkward. You both stand, dripping. Somewhere behind you, your group yells for you to come back with water. You should, but your feet don't move. You point to the river. They nod. You both crouch again, a little closer now. You notice the necklace, bones of tiny birds strung on sinew, a charm, a warning. You wonder if they smell the crushed mint leaves you rubbed under your arms this morning, because let's be honest, prehistoric dating didn't come with deodorant. Still, it's working. You glance sideways and catch a quick smile, or maybe it's a twitch. Hard to tell. Language hasn't been invented yet, so you do the only thing you can. You stay for a long moment, just existing together. Mainstream anthropologists believe Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens avoided each other like rival sports fans at a dive bar, but traces of shared DNA say otherwise. Someone, somewhere, broke the rules. Fringe theory alert. Some believe isolated encounters like this weren't always violent. Maybe, just maybe, they were romantic. A dragonfly zips by. You both follow it with your eyes, your shoulders brushing slightly. It's a jolt, not the mosquito bite kind, the other kind, the one you can't explain, and you're starting to wonder something wild. What if love existed even before we had words for it? You finally stand and take a slow step back, water sloshing in your crude clay bowl. You gesture, clumsy and open-palmed, a half-wave, an invitation. Historians still argue whether early gestures meant stay away or stay with me. You're hoping it's the latter. They watch you go. You know you'll meet here again, not because it's the only watering hole for miles, but because now this place holds a secret, one only the two of you share. Later that night, under a sky stabbed with stars, you lie beside the rest of your group, but you don't sleep, not yet. Your heart thuds against the cold dirt. You replay every second, every glance, wondering if it meant what you think it meant. You don't know it yet, but this is how it starts, not just for you, for all of us, the long, tangled history of falling in love, of risking safety for connection, of choosing curiosity over fear, before fire, before speech, before love, poems, and dating apps, and ridiculous "what's your spirit animal" quizzes. There was this, two creatures meeting by chance and deciding, for reasons neither could explain, not to walk away. The next day you return to the river, but not for water. You bring flint, a jagged chunk chipped just enough to suggest it might one day be useful, but not yet. You hold it like a peace offering, or maybe a question. They're already there, kneeling by the edge, scooping water into cupped hands. When they see you, there's no startle, just that same strange gaze, eyes that say, "I remember you." Even if memory doesn't have a name yet, you crouch beside them and place the flint gently on a flat rock between you. A gift, an excuse, a test, hard to say. You wait. They pick it up, turning it in thick fingers. Then they do something unexpected. They begin to chip it, slow, deliberate strikes with another stone. Flakes fall like tiny shards of frost. You watch, fascinated. It's not just skill, it's style, personal rhythm. Every tap a little heartbeat. You nod, trying not to seem impressed, but you are, very. You reach for a shard, lift it to the light, razor thin, good for skinning or cutting roots, or maybe, just maybe, carving symbols you haven't invented yet. Tool making was our earliest love language, shared gestures, shared goals. Some archaeologists believe collaborative flint napping dates back nearly 7,000 years. That's right, long before poetry, we wooed each other with sharp edges. They hand you the flint, you fumble, yours cracks wrong, you make a face. They grunt, was that a laugh? You try again, better, this time a clean slice. They lean closer to see it, their shoulder brushing yours. The warmth is shocking. You haven't touched anyone
outside your kin group since ever, and now you're both leaning in, examining a sliver of stone like it's a shared secret. You realize something wild. This is a date, a prehistoric first date. No candlelight, no overpriced appetizers, just rocks, mud, and a whole lot of unspoken hope. Historians still debate how much Neanderthals understood about emotional bonding, but evidence suggests they buried their dead with care and may have nurtured injured members. Tenderness, it seems, was not a modern invention. Suddenly your flint slips and cuts your thumb. Instantly they react, reaching for your hand, inspecting it with a furrowed brow. They smear ash on the cut, then wrap it with a strip of bark. You stare at the bandage. It's crude, it stings, it's perfect. And here's the fringe fact for today. Some theorists believe early humans used plant sap and spider silk as bandages, which is wild and gross, but also kind of genius. You want to say thank you, but language is still mostly grunts and gestures. So you reach down, find another flint shard, and begin chipping. Not a tool this time, a shape, awkward, lopsided, a little heart, a sun, hard to tell, but they understand, they smile, or at least you think it's a smile. Then they add a mark of their own, 2 lines, crossing yours. Together it looks like something shared, something claimed. For a moment, the air between you feels heavier, thicker, like the forest itself is holding its breath. Then a rustle behind you, your clan, searching, panic flares, but they don't run. They look at you, then back toward the trees, then back at you. They hand you the carved flint, push it gently into your palm, then they vanish into the green. You don't follow, you can't, but your chest burns like you did later that night when the campfire crackles and stories are told in half-formed phrases. You keep your flint close, hidden, sacred, and you think next time maybe bring berries, or at least try not to bleed. But mostly you just hope there will be a next time. The rain starts as a whisper, just a few fat drops on the leaves, then more, then a full sky dump that soaks your hair, your furs, your dignity, everything. You're drenched in seconds. Mud pulls at your ankles like it's trying to keep you, and honestly, it might win. You hear it before you see it. Thunder rolling like some angry mammoth god stomping overhead. You should head back to your group's shelter, but instinct tugs you the other way, toward gliding, half swimming, your hair plastered to your face, rain in your eyes. You're cold, you're grumpy, you're absolutely ridiculous. And then you spot it, a low overhang of rock you hadn't noticed before, part of the limestone bluff that hugs the water's edge, just big enough for two people if they sit close. Guess who's already there? They look up, startled, then relieved, then pleased. You duck inside, teeth chattering, and they immediately scoot over. Your knees touch, then your thighs, then, because there's literally no space left, everything else, you're basically a human sandwich, a soggy, prehistoric sandwich. You both laugh softly, breath fogging between you. The rain drums like war against the stone, but in here it feels safe, like a bubble carved out of the chaos. Historians still argue whether early humans used natural shelters this intentionally or stumbled into them by accident. Either way, you're grateful for the stumble. They pull a bit of hide from their pouch and drape it over your shoulders. It smells like smoke, like them, like wet fur and crushed leaves. You lean in, the quiet stretches. You listen to each other breathe. The thud of your heartbeat is loud in your chest, but not unpleasant. It syncs with theirs. You wonder if they notice. They shift slightly, just enough for their hand to rest against yours. Not grabbing, just touching, barely, like a question with no punctuation. You don't move away. Instead, you turn your palm upward, fingers curling into theirs. It's clumsy. It's everything. There's no music, no poetry, no candlelight, just two damp creatures wrapped in animal skins and feelings, holding hands like it's the newest invention on Earth. You glance at them. They're already looking at you. The moment stretches, tender, electric, terrifying. Then, with infinite gentleness, they press their forehead to yours. This time it feels intentional. This is the moment, the tilt toward something more. Mainstream history often paints early humans as brutish, pragmatic survivalists, but growing evidence suggests they had rituals, not just for birth and death, but for connection, soft rituals, unspoken ones, like this. Your noses bump, you giggle, yes, giggle. Evolution hasn't carved that out of you yet. They touch your jaw, your cheek, your damp, muddy hair. There's reverence in it, like they're exploring sacred ground. And honestly, you are fringe.
fact time. Some archaeologists believe the oldest traces of touch-oriented rituals appear in Neanderthal burial sites where bones show signs of gentle placement and ochre staining. Maybe it wasn't about the dead, maybe it was about the ones left behind, about love. You stay like that for hours. The rain eases, the forest exhales. Outside, life waits, hunger, danger, hard choices. But for now, you stay, wrapped together in warmth that isn't just physical. And when you finally emerge, blinking in the light, there's a new rhythm between you, a pact written in skin, not stone. No one saw it, no cave paintings captured it, but it happened. Your first true touch, and even if no one else remembers it, your bones will.
You don't know who lit the first fire. No one does. Historians point fingers in every direction. Lightning strikes, volcanic sparks, sheer luck. Fringe theorists even joke it was aliens. But whoever it was, they changed everything, because now, for the first time, your world isn't just dark when the sun dips, it glows. Tonight, someone in your group figured it out. Smoke curls through the trees like a living ribbon. A low flame dances in a pit of stone and ash, and the entire camp is circled around it like moths pretending not to be fascinated, you included. The heat is shocking. It touches your face like breath. The colors are alive, orange, red, gold, like fruit you've never tasted. Someone pokes a stick into the fire and gasps. Fire bites, yes, but it also gives. You think of them. Are they seeing this too? You sneak away after nightfall, carrying a smoldering stick wrapped in wet moss. Every few steps you check it, fanning it gently. You're part thief, part magician, and when you reach the river, your spot, you're sure the magic has died. Smoke, no flame, but then you see them. They've beaten you here, and they've brought the same thing. 2 moss bundles, 2 cautious hopes. You burst out laughing. They do too. Turns out you're both ridiculous romantics. Together you kneel in the dirt, piling dry grass and twigs between you. You lay your embers side by side and blow, soft at first, then stronger. Nothing. You try again. A wisp of smoke curls up like a question mark. You add bark, a feather, your dignity, and then crack, a spark. The flame flutters, then holds, and suddenly you've done it. Your first fire. Together it bathes your faces in light, and for the first time you truly see each other. Every freckle, every scar, the place where their brow creases when they smile. You sit inches apart,
hands outstretched, not touching, but close, too close to be accidental. Historians still debate whether shared fire rituals existed before language, but this feels like ceremony, like a wedding no one officiates but the forest. They reach for your hand, not clumsily this time, like they've practiced. You link fingers, then slowly they reach out and touch your lips. Just one finger, just one breath. It's a sort of a promise, a pause. You lean in and press your forehead to theirs again. It's becoming a thing with you two, and honestly, it works. The fire crackles like it's rooting for you. You sit there long after the flame has burned low. The stars blink, an owl sings. Your skin smells like smoke and river and something new. Belonging. Fringe researchers claim fire didn't just change how we ate or stayed warm, it changed how we dreamed. Once we could gather at night without fear, we started imagining, telling stories, sharing hearts, and tonight, as they rest their head on your shoulder and you wrap your arms around them, you understand, because you're not just surviving anymore. You're hoping, you're building, you're loving, whatever that means, in a world still naming itself.
The river has changed. It runs lower now, summer choked with green algae and lazy eddies. The trees that once hid your secret glade are thinner, sparser, too many cold seasons, too much wind. But you still come, so do they. You're older, not by much, but enough that your knees creak when you crouch, enough that the flint you chip is cleaner, faster, more practiced, enough that when they smile at you across the firelight, it isn't just giddy infatuation anymore. It's history, it's comfort, it's real. You sit together in silence, not out of shyness, but peace. The need to impress has been replaced with a kind of warmth that seeps deeper than the skin. Some nights you don't even speak, not in gestures, not in grunts. You just breathe together, let the fire talk. Then one day they don't come. You wait, hours pass. The sun drips into the horizon like melting honey. The shadows lengthen, still nothing. The next day, nothing again. Your stomach knots, the old ache returns, the one from before language, before flint, before fire, the ache of not knowing. On the third day you find them, by the river, lying on a bed of soft moss, eyes closed, body still, no blood, no marks, just stillness. Your knees give out, your palms dig into the soil, your chest a cave echoing with something beyond sound. You sit beside them, watching their chest, hoping, praying, though you have no word for prayer, but they don't move. Historians argue when grief became ritual, when death became more than loss, when it became sacred. But sitting here, holding their hand, you know, it was always sacred. You take their favorite shell from your pouch, the one with the honey stain still faint on its edge, and place it gently on their chest. You weave grass through their fingers, lay smooth stones around their head, and then, with trembling hands, you lie down beside them, your fingers brush, You don't close your eyes. Not yet. Mainstream scholars once believed early humans buried their dead out of necessity, hygiene, protection, but more recent evidence suggests tenderness, intentionality, care. In one famous cave, two skeletons were found side by side, facing each other. Scientists call them the lovers. No tools, no signs of violence, just two bodies together forever. You imagine being found like that someday, long after language, after fire, after cities. Two strangers uncovering your bones, wondering who you were, what you meant to each other, what stories your silence still whispers. Maybe they'll call it love, maybe they'll be right. Fringe theory time. Some believe ancient people chose their final resting places, returning to a favorite tree, a meaningful bend in the river, and maybe you've done that now, chosen together. The wind sighs through the grass. Somewhere a bird calls. The river babbles like a lullaby, the kind they used to hum when you couldn't sleep. You reach out and grip their hand softly. You don't know what comes next, but if this is it, it's enough. You loved, you were loved. That's the only story you ever really needed. Now the world softens. The fire is just glowing embers, its crackle fading into hush. The river slows to a lazy trickle, weaving around smooth stones, remembering the ones who once knelt beside it. Trees lean gently in the breeze like nodding elders, and the sky overhead turns a deep velvet blue, stitched with stars. You lie still beside them, your breath now calm, deep, slow. Nothing aches anymore, no more hunger, no more cold, just the warmth of memory, the brush of fingers, the echo of laughter trapped in flint shards and hollow shells. Somewhere, far into the future, someone stumbles upon your resting place. They brush away the dirt, and there you are, two skeletons, still side by side, still holding hands, no words, no records, just bones, and the space between them, humming with what once was. They might never know your names, but they'll feel it, the stillness, the closeness, the love, and maybe, just maybe, they'll pause, they'll wonder, they'll whisper, look at how they stayed. And isn't that what we all hope for? To be remembered, not just for how we lived, but for how we loved. Now sleep, dear wanderer. The fire has gone out, but the warmth remains.